If you didn't eat yet, go ahead and grab yourself a quick snack. Grab your water, sit back, and relax. Another episode of My Honest Take starts now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome. Welcome back to another episode of My Honest Take. This is the only podcast that matters and the only pod you'll ever need with your host, Quincy. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your day. We got a lot to talk about, people. We got a lot to talk about. I didn't think it would be this much, but I feel like the things we're going to deep dive in today is pretty extraordinary, to say the least, in my opinion. To you, it may just be another one of those, don't really care. But to me, this is interesting. All right, this is interesting. So, hey, if you're still on the clock, keep your AirPods in. All right. If you're on break, I hope I don't go over. You probably got 30 minutes. Some of y'all probably got an hour. Lucky you. If you're off today, I appreciate you rocking with me regardless. If you're on the way to work, well, hope it's better than yesterday. But I want to give y'all a quick shout out, like always, man. Continue to support the podcast. Continue to like, share, subscribe, rate, comment, all that jazz. You already know what you guys have been doing. I'm not going to tell you anymore. You guys have been awesome. So I do appreciate each and every single one of you guys for all the continuous love and support on the podcast. Now, with all the formalities out the way, let's get right into it. First thing that I want to touch on, okay, is something that probably you guys are either aware of or don't care for, okay? And I don't blame you, all right? I don't blame you if you don't really care for it. I don't blame you if you really don't pay attention to it, but it's something interesting that I thought that, it may be something to look into, right? Or something to talk about because of what happened and transpired during it. Okay. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, you didn't read the title. But on seriousness, we're going to talk about a popular streamer by the name of Kai Cenat. Okay. Now, this streamer is everywhere. You should know him by now. He's got deals and partnerships with Nike. He's hung out and did streams with Kevin Hart, Drewski. He's one of the faces of the streaming community at this point, right? And I feel like he's very recognizable. Okay. Now, he does these things called Mafiathons, okay, where he streams for 30 days straight. Okay. 30 days straight. Now, some of the streams, if I'm not mistaken, is like, a full 24 hours, even when he's sleeping. But most of the time, it's just okay from, a 12-hour stream or whatever. Then, all right, we're done for the day. All right, we're back at it again tomorrow. So it's 30 days straight, but not 30 days straight, if that makes sense. Now, that's not a dig or nothing. That's just letting y'all know how it works, okay? Now, in this case of him doing these streams, okay, here's how we get to what I'm going to be talking about. So, during these streams, the main goal is to have people subscribe, okay? Now, what I mean by that is with Twitch, which is the main primary platform he uses, there are things called subscriptions where you can show your favorite, content creator whatever love by subscribing. And everybody's is different, based off what perks and things you may have. The most common one that everybody has is ad free. You can watch all their streams and everything without no ads. Okay. So that's why most people get the subscriptions. All right, this is one of my favorite content creators. I want to be able to watch them, no ads, no breaks. This is my guy. Cool, cool, cool. Right? Now, here's the thing with that. Okay. So, with that being said, okay, most people like getting these subscribers or subscriptions because it does boost their overall revenue. They're getting paid from this people. So of course you're gonna try to push people to, hey yo, make sure y'all subscribe, make sure y'all sub. Same thing with YouTube. That's why you always hear people say that, sub, subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff puts you into the algorithm, everything like that. All right. I just now started saying that, as y'all can tell, because shit, some people don't really want to do it if you don't say it. But I typically don't like saying it because y'all know if you like it, like it. If you don't, you don't. I can't tell you what to do. But here's where the controversy comes into with his streams, because with people getting paid from subscriptions, right? Of course, these streamers are going to ask for it a lot more. Yo, make sure y'all sub, make sure y'all sub up, you know what I'm saying? Gift a sub, whatever it may be, right? It felt like Kai was, I want to say, taking advantage of the subscriptions, but he was making it seem like, how can I say, he was making it seem like you need to subscribe. Like, if you want to continue to see the stream, make sure y'all subscribe. Like, it felt like one of those, like, you had to, right? So at first people were getting that little sour taste in the mouth. I felt like I got to, okay, whatever. People, subscribe and whatever. But then it started getting to a point during the stream where he's like, yo, we're gonna be doing a 30 for 30 minutes. If you sub, you can make me dirtier when I'm trying to take a shower, or yo, hey, we're at the power hour where, you know, um, if you subscribe, it's worth, 3 subs instead of, the actual one on what it's supposed to be. It is, it just felt forced. It felt very, it didn't feel organic, if that makes sense, right? It didn't feel organic. It felt like he was fiending for the subs, is what I'm trying to say. It felt like he was fiending, okay? And people were pointing that out because the main goal that he was trying to reach was something that nobody ever seen before, which was 1 million subs on Twitch. Nobody's ever seen that before, okay? Nobody's seen that before. And like I said, people were looking at this like, yo, this is crazy. If he does this, what? So he was making it seem like he was begging, right? And you've probably seen this trending, or you've probably seen it somewhere where the term begathon started to trend, because it felt like I said, it wasn't organic love. Like, hey, keep in mind, y'all, we're almost at 1 million. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. If not, it's cool. Like, it didn't feel like hey, we're almost there. Keep pushing. If y'all got it, y'all got it. If you don't, no. It just felt like, come on, let's go. Keep going. Let's go. I need a little bit more. Come on, come on. Where it felt like, come on, man. Now you're begging. Now you're making it seem like I got to do it. Right? Now, people talked about this because there's very common sense. There's a lot of very educated and common sense type of people who said it as simple as this. You guys are mad that he's begging, but you don't need to give him money, right? These people working 9 to 5s are just throwing their money at him and just making the rich richer. But the problem is, we are people who constantly like to bash and say, "Oh my gosh, we're constantly making the rich richer. I'm sick of it." Look what you're doing. You wanted to get this man dirty for 30 minutes, and you sending all your bread. Now you ain't gonna be able to eat. You ain't even think about it. Now you're not even gonna be able to eat. See, that's your problem. But like I said, it was interesting to just say the least, because, like I said, for him to beg or show that he had that begging mentality to try to hit this million, it felt a little off. Now, he ended up hitting the mill. Congrats to him. I'm not going to just bash him and say, oh, well, forget all that, whatever. No, he hit his mill record that nobody thought was obtainable, because I think the next highest person has like 80,000. Think about that. He has 1 million subscribers, and the next highest subscribed channel on Twitch is only at 80,000. You see what I'm saying? Now, granted, he did have people gift subs, which is a little different because gifting subs means you're pretty much gifting it for someone. So if I'm like, yeah, I'm not buying no sub for that, hell no. But if someone says, I'm gonna gift it regardless, I may now be subbed because they gifted it. You see what I'm saying? So that's the tricky part there. Okay, so that's what I said. It's very interesting to say the least on what he was able to do. Now, like I said, he gets his props, he gets his congratulations, but the way he went about it didn't really seem genuine. It didn't really seem genuine. Now, like I said, hey, props to him. I really need to drill that into y'all because people will look at this and say it's just hate. You're just hating because you're not at his level, or you're just hating. Keep in mind, this free speech, it feels like this is not existent no more. As soon as you say something that's your preference or your opinion, people look at it as a fact and they want to bash you for it. No, no, I'm just saying. If someone's constantly making it feel like they're begging to get this, this goal or reach this goal, it's not gonna seem genuine. It's not gonna seem like, you know what, you deserve it. It's more of like, yeah, okay, you deserve it, but kind of begs for it, bro. You know. But like I said, he did his thing. You know what I mean? Hey, first what Twitch streamer in the world to ever hit this mark that most people thought was impossible. But he was the first one to do it. So shout out to him. I believe now he's streaming with Kevin Hart and Drewski. He's supposed to be shaving his dreads off too, because he hit the million mark. So that's another way how I knew he was going to end up hitting it on no funny shit. Like real talk, people. Once he said he was going to cut his dreads off at a million, I was like, yeah, he's going to end up hitting it. Let's just be real. He's going to end up hitting it. There's no way he doesn't. You know what I mean? It felt like it was one of those like I wouldn't even say social media stunt thing. It just felt like one of those things where it's like, yeah, this is gonna happen because this we need to see this. You know what I mean? But hey, he did it. Shout out to that boy Kai, man. And I hope this motivates other streamers to look at it and be like, you know what? Nah, I need to get his place now. Everything could be a little friendly competition. So I got to see some other streamers. Y'all got to go ahead take his spot. You know what I mean? If you're not, then you're not really about it. You got to grind, people. You got to grind. Now, like I said, some people may do it in a very controversial way. Some people may do it a little bit more organic. Some people may do it a cheaper route, whatever it may be. We all gonna talk about it regardless. Even if you did it the most natural way possible, you're still gonna have people talk about it. You know what I mean? So that's just a fact. That's just a fact. Now, besides Kai and him hitting his million, we need to talk about things that seems very fitting in today's climate. Now, what I mean by that is it's got to a point, people, it don't even seem like crazy anymore. All right. And what I mean by that is we are we are living in a time where these shootings that we see now is an everyday occurrence. Another mass shooting here, another mass shooting there. This is just normal now for us. And it's insane. It's insane. This is stuff that we used to look at and like, damn, I pray for the people who lost people in here. Stop the violence. This needs to stop. Can't believe it. Now I'm scared. Hey, let's be careful. Let's not go out no more. Like now it's got to a point where it's all right, another one. Okay. Oh shit, yeah, another one. Didn't know that. Like that's not healthy. That's not normal for people to be doing that. You know what I mean? Like this is something that we should be looking at and saying, yo, like, let's be careful. But we see it so much here in America that we become desensitized to it. And it's always the craziest spots too, people. It's always the craziest spots. Why are we pulling up in a boat? A boat, people. He was in a boat, pulled up on the dock and shot people at what? I think they said it was a club or something. My guy. In a boat though? No funny shit, but he's on some GTA. He's on some GTA for real. Cause damn, you pulled up in a boat just to go shoot somebody. That's madness, bro. What's up with these people's brain wiring? Literally. Then you had another shooting here in another church. This is, and you know what? You know what? Here's how I feel about all this, right? Here's how I feel about all this because I know a lot of people want to keep saying, oh, it's the Democrats. Oh my gosh, they need to stop. First off, it's been proven countless times that what was Republicans or, MAGA supporters, things like that. But I don't even care about that at that point. Y'all know me. I don't care about politics. The thing is this. I think the people who do this type of stuff, it seems like we're 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 not really making it we're not making it seem like it's something that you should not do. You know what I mean? Like think about it. Every time we see it, it feels like we're gonna see another one. It doesn't feel like, oh shit, like yo, if someone does that again, this may happen. It feels like there's no real consequence, but at the same time, there's no structure to the law. Why is there no good gun control law? But the biggest one that people will tell you, oh, it's the amendment. We don't want to lose our amendment, so it's hard to try to. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. There's so many simple ways to fix what we're seeing. So many simple ways. But the more we just keep it going, guess what? We're just gonna see more and more and more damage done. That's it, and that's a fact, people. More and more damage is gonna be done. And I'm telling you, I don't know what Trump's gonna do. We saw ISIS get shot up too. That was crazy. That was crazy. They weren't playing games. They said, yeah, try to deport me if you want to. They weren't going down without a fight. Shit. We're in a war zone, people. We are in the wild, wild west. Whether you want to believe it or not, we are in the wild, wild west, people. I, and I'm speechless. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. So, I really want to say my condolences to the people who lost their lives in this tragedy, or the families as well who had loved ones who got um, injured or actually lost their lives in this tragedy as well. But it's hard for me to say that just because it feels like I'm gonna be saying it again soon. It feels like I'm gonna end up saying it again soon, and that's the fucked up part about living here in America, the land of the free, right? Land of the free, home of the brave. Hey, can't make it up, brother. You can't make it up. But I don't want to try to dwell on too much of the sadness today. All right, let's try to brighten the mood. Let's try to laugh a little bit. Performer and recording artist by the name of Bad Bunny is going to be making history. History, people. As the first Latino uh, descent to headline the Super Bowl in the middle of an ice raid. Listen to me, people. This is history, okay? Because I already know why he's doing it. I already know why. It's to spit in the face of our president, people, and all of the MAGA supporters. Everybody who is, we don't need these Hispanics and Mexicans ruining our free country. This is our world. This is United States. This is for us, not them. Now him headlining this Super Bowl is just a spit in the face at all of them to let them know, okay, here you go. Watch what I do. Watch me rock out on the stage. Watch how I command everybody's attention. Watch how I make everybody say, wow, whoever this dude is right here is amazing. That's what this is. It's a slap in the face, people, for real. And what makes it funny, here's what makes it funny to me, is the fact that I believe he canceled all of his original like tours and shows to do this particularly, I should say. And it's just funny because I know people is all in rage, about uh, Ice. What about Ice? Ice is gonna get him. First off, understand this, people. Ice can't because he was a U.S. born citizen. He's from Puerto Rico, people. Or if you do not know, Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. So what does that mean? That means technically, it's if you're born there, guess what? You fall in the lines of being a U.S. citizen, people. Now understand this. There are some people, okay? There are some people who are still being targeted, even with the heritage that they have of that culture, even though they were still born in a US state or US territory. I understand that. But that just goes to show the idiocracy. I feel like I've been using that word a lot on the podcast recently. That just shows how stupid people are, how racist even people are to just say, I don't care if you were born in the United States, you're still not American. Here's the funny thing about that. For all my white people, y'all not even American. Most of y'all Europeans. Most of y'all Europeans. That's the funny thing. Yeah. And y'all complaining? Come on, man. Let's use our logic here, people. So him headlining the Super Bowl, I believe it's still with Adele too as well. This might be a great Super Bowl. You got one of the best singers of our generation here in Adele. Then you have someone who is a global icon in Bad Bunny, you know, especially with the type of music he brings. Oh, people be forgetting that Spanish music. You think rap is popular? Go somewhere to Spain, to Mexico, go to Brazil. Just deal with that type of music. You'll see a different level, a different level. Okay, it's different over there. It's different over there, people. So, like I said, it's interesting to say the least. So I already know, like I said, Bad Bunny's going to rock that stage out. Now, is it going to be one of those performances that we saw from Kendrick, where everybody said this was a top, you know, 2, 3 all-time performance? I don't know. Truthfully, I think it may be because it's going to be, like I said, that punch right into the mouth of everybody saying, "Oh my gosh, y'all need to leave America and all that." Come on, y'all. Let's be logical. Let's be logical. If people of color or different type of race from just your typical white American left here, oh, y'all would not have no type of flavor. Y'all would not have no type of flavor, no type of seasoning, no type of diversity. Everything would be so bland and unoriginal, uninspired. That's why it's great to have so many different type of cultures and different type of, you know what I'm saying? Just that it brings, you don't even need to say bring people together, but it brings you into a different world to see how people live and act. Now, I can understand if you're deporting people who really have no business being here. I can see that. If you're deporting people who got here legally and is causing a ruckus, all right, get out of here, dog. Okay, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. But if you're just handpicking specific minorities and nationalities and stuff, I don't like that. Because what about these white people that shooting up all these schools? Get them out of here. Send them back to Europe. Send them back to Europe. Get them out of here. You know what I mean? So that's the problem in our society. We try to just find one race or type of person that causes the problem and try to shut them out instead of just a person. We just try to label that one person as everybody with that race or nationality. It's not right. So, hey, listen, all I'm saying is Super Bowl can't come fast enough. It just can't. I can't wait. This is gonna be one for the ages. One for the ages, people. Cause Bad Bunny's gonna rock that. He's gonna rock that stage. Adele, oh, if she's still there, man, listen, y'all don't know how good Adele was. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all don't know how good Adele was. But enough about Adele. Enough about Adele. We still got some more just baffling news to talk about. Tyenol, people. Tyenol. It looks like that was the killer. If you were born and you were, what's the word I'm looking for? A premature. Uh, it may have been the Tylenol. All right, your mom was probably taking the Tylenol while she had that headache, and fucked your whole shit up. I ain't gonna lie. This is not even me trying to be funny. Apparently, Tylenol came out with a statement saying, yeah, um, Tylenol was never supposed to be used while pregnant. What? When did this happen? Because I know about a good handful of mothers who pop that Tylenol. Yeah, the contractions hurt. Tylenol. You know what I'm saying? Every single time. Oh, I'm dilating a little bit. Yeah, get that Tylenol. I know a couple. I know a couple of mothers. I do. So what does that mean? I'm gonna tell you what that means. That they ended up putting some shit, all right, in that Tylenol now. Because why are you now telling us this when people been using it for years? You see what I'm saying? Like people been using it for years, but now there's a problem. That's where the issue stems from. That's where the issue stems from. It should have never been a problem, but now it is. Then you got the president of the United States co-signing it. This is how you know. This is how you know there's some shit going on. This is how you know. Because if there wasn't really an issue like that with it, I don't think we would be talking about it the way that we are. You know what I mean? Like, damn, we can't use Tylenol. So now I wonder what's gonna happen with, you know, the actual brand and the company. I really wonder what's gonna happen now. Cause is it going to actually go out of business? No. Are they gonna lose customers? More than likely not. Are they gonna, have some type of complaint? Maybe. Maybe one or two. But I don't think that's gonna cause some damage that people might be thinking because this has been said and you know, um talked about and backed by the president. I doubt it. I doubt it. So hey, all I'm saying is if you've been using Tylenol, you might be uh subject to some compensation, man. Y'all know how the commercials do. But no, in all seriousness, what has this world come to, people? You got Tylenol now having issues. Everything in this world now is just an issue. It's starting to become tragic. It's starting to become tragic. Now y'all know what we do. Y'all thought I forgot. We got the speed blitz round. Okay, this is where I come into the lesser big topics, but I come through and still give you my honest take on these type of issues or things that just make people laugh, make people sad, make people mad. But this is just the speed blitz round, so we about to just run through it. You got your seatbelt buckled in. All right, let's go. A woman says she spent her rent money on floor seats to an NBA YoungBoy concert, and because of that, her and her kids might get evicted. Well, sayonara, see you later. If I'm the landlord, you're gone. Get out of my property. You should have put priorities first. Or you wanted to sing and mingle on the floor seats. Now you're about to be sitting on the floor. Good night. It's over. I'm not helping you. If I'm her friend on Facebook, I'm not giving you a dime. She said, talk about some matter of fact, I'll give y'all the quote. And I quote, my rent is currently past due because I bought 4 seats to the NBA YoungBoy concert. Now they trying to evict me and my kids. Can all my Facebook friends cash at me $1? That should be enough to catch up. I got 7,000 friends. Catch up? How much is your rent that you got to catch up? 7,000? It's going to catch you up? Yeah, you're going. See you later. Sorry, Nara. I'm not helping. Next, Huntington's disease has been treated successfully for the first time in a gene therapy trial. Y'all thought Family Guy was lying when they had that stem cell research. When Peter, remember, he had that stroke, he lost all the side of his what? His left, right side. And what did he do? Went to the stem cell and ended up feeling A-OK right after, right? So this just goes to show we have the technology and power to do this shit. We do. Oh, because trust me, I'm gonna get to a country who we all probably know is ahead of us. All right, who's locking it down? Okay, I'm gonna get to it. All right, because trust me, there's some shit. All right, but the fact that we're able to finally do that, which is good, just because there is probably a lot of people now that is suffering from that disease. So hopefully, we are able to find that cure soon, actually, to be able to help people who actually need it. So hopefully that will be coming soon. We have a high school girls volleyball team. All right. I believe it's Jerup Valley. All right. If I pronounced the name wrong of that school, I do apologize. But Jerup Valley High School. Okay. Girls volleyball team is struggling to find opponents after Patriot High became the eighth school to refuse a matchup because of a transgender player. Y'all be thinking that people be playing, dog. Listen to me. If you are a girl who ended up becoming a man, you need to stay with the girls. Well, no, my fault. You need to go with the men. Okay. You ended up changing your gender to be a man. Well, guess what? You're about to get treated like a man. Go play NBA. Go to the NBA. All right. You know what I'm saying? You want to play volleyball? Okay, go men's volleyball. You're a man now. You changed your gender, right? So why are you trying to go to the girls? You guys ever think about that? Why? Why? Why do you do that? If that's not what you want to be, why change it? Do you think you're just gonna have an advantage in sports? Because like think about it. Like what do they even say? Oh, okay, and what do you identify as a man? Okay, well, time for you to go play with the big boys. No, I'm still a girl though. No, you're not. You just identified as a man. What are you talking about? What, what are we saying? That's what I'm talking about. Like stuff like that right there just confuses me. It confuses me. So I don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't think I ever will. But hey, they might as well just forfeit because nobody's gonna play them. Nobody's gonna play that school. If I was the principal and we had to play them, and I see them on the schedule. Guess what? It's not happening. It's not happening. We're canceling that. That whole game is gone. We're not coming back to that school. Matter of fact, I might end up going to the board. Yeah, I'm going to the board. I'm snitching. Hey, look, we can't play them because there is a brother on that team, not a sister. It's a brother on that team. Get them out of there, ASAP. Forfeit something. I'm committee. I got to go to somebody about this because no, it's just that just don't make sense. Not fair. Americans are burning PTO just to sleep instead of travel. 43% of millennials admit they've used paid vacation to stay in bed. Well, I don't blame them. Y'all be having these people work like slaves out here nowadays. Like slaves. I expect them to just stay asleep. I expect them to because nobody's trying to do that for forever. Some of y'all just be like, "Man, just go work." Shit, I'm trying. I'm trying. They putting me up with some BS now. Why you say I get off at 11, but I'm there till 1? Come on, man. This is what we talk about sometimes. Sometimes work just makes you not want to work. That's the problem. So I don't blame people just using PTO to sleep. I don't blame them at all. Sometimes that's all you want to do is just sleep. That's it. And hey, guess what I'm gonna do? Take that PTO to sleep right as well, because I'm not dealing with it. Mm-mm. I refuse. I refuse. Now we covered our speed blitz. Listen, it was a little all over the place, but I felt like that didn't deserve its own little huge segment. I mean, what do y'all think? I mean, was I wrong to not give it its own segment? I didn't think it was too crazy. I didn't think it was too crazy. But y'all know what we do, man. Leading into the end of the talks, man. I got to talk about sports and what a fantastic day of sports it was. What a fantastic day. The Broncos won. I'm happy. I'm happy. Everything else does not matter in my life right now. The Broncos won. I'm a happy guy. Okay, won by 25. Now I understand we played the Bengals and they only had Jake Browning should be Jake from State Farm because that brother is the worst quarterback I've seen in my life. Now listen, he's still in the league. All right, he probably throws a better spiral than me on my best day, but man, Jamar Chase was in hell too. I ain't gonna lie. PS2, the best corner in the league. I'm trying to tell y'all, it was stupid. All right, but we won. Bo Nix had a career day. Makes sense, so I'm happy for that. That's good. Now, here's the other thing. The other thing, the Packers and the Cowboys are not contenders for real. How y'all tie at 40? Y'all made a scoregami. Okay, I don't understand. I just don't understand. I had to take a second to collect my thoughts because the Cowboys is trash. They are trash. Okay. That's the love I'm gonna speak of him. Tyreek Hill might be out of the Dolphins. He might be gone. He got that injury on his leg. I believe he tore ACL and a couple more ligaments. He said yes. when he got off the field. I don't blame him. He's away from Tua. Get the trade. Get out of there. This man, oh my God, the Dolphins. Ooh, not gonna say nothing. The WNBA, one of the players, I believe, from the Minnesota Lynx voiced her opinions with the commissioner of their league, pretty much saying like, "Hey, we got some of the best fans in the world, one of the best leagues in the world, but our leadership is trash." Pretty much, their commissioner said Caitlin Clark should be grateful she's got deals outside of the WNBA because she would have got paid less. Yeah, yeah, she was going in on Angel Reese too and Paige because they brought exposure to their league, right? But this commissioner said, "F him," pretty much. Yeah, she's gone. Get her out the hot seat. She's out of there. So she gonna see it when she starts seeing her pockets going thin. She gonna make some changes. So we're gonna have to wait and see. But like I said, I mean, NFL still NFL, man. WNBA still WNBA. NBA's coming back soon. Once all that starts hitting with some good pressure, we'll talk about it a lot more. Nothing too crazy in the league. Like I said, we all know the teams are still undefeated when it comes to the Bills and the Eagles. You know what I mean? Lions are still looking good. Ravens look a little rough. WNBA, I believe. Um, Phoenix forced a game 5. Indiana Fever, I believe, is still moving on. I believe, I may be wrong though. And Phoenix forced a game 5 with Las Vegas Aces. That's kind of crazy. But hey, once we get more into it, y'all know I'll be here to cover it all. But we've been, let me see. Oh yeah, we a little over, but I love you guys, man. I had to give you guys the podcast and give y'all everything that needs to be said. But I do appreciate each and every single one of you guys for always tuning in and rocking with your boy on a beautiful Tuesday. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day or night. My name is Quincy, and you've been listening. Play the music.